Hey guys, good evening. Guys, if you're able to see my screen, just type S in the chat box so that we can get started. Yeah, thanks for the confirmation. So guys, today it's both training session for the existing members and also it's a demo session for the people who are joining the session from outside, okay, who are not part of the batch. Okay, there are existing students in this batch and also there are people who are joining this batch from the outside. They are not students of this training, okay. So both training and demo sessions are going to go parallel. And at the end of the session, I'm going to give you the details of how to enroll into this course and all those stuff. But here, consider this as a demo session and we'll continue here now. Fine. Okay. So where were we? So let me go to the location. Give me a second. Let me launch Eclipse IDE and we'll continue automating whatever we were doing as part of this live automation thing. Let the Eclipse IDE launch. Okay, Eclipse ID got launched, guys. And yeah, so far we created this register related. We have automated the register functionality related tests. Okay, and we were implementing some framework concepts. As part of the framework concepts, you know, we have implemented this before method, after method from TestNG and all those stuff. And we have created multiple test files earlier, and all the test files related to the register were moved into a single file known as register.java, like test with a priority 1, test with a priority 2, and so on. There are 27 tests we have automated so far. All are part of the same file now, right? Fine. The next thing that we have to do here is we have to move this part, or we have to remove the hard coding. Otherwise we have to remove the hard coding of the data. For example, here Firefox is there, the browser name, it's hard coded. Tomorrow if I want to run the scripts in a different browser, I don't have to come to this register.java file and modify this. Rather, there should be a centralized file, because think about upcoming sessions, guys. It's not only the one functionality register.java. Along with the register.java, we are going to have login.java, we are going to have logout.java, like that multiple functionality related test files will be created, and we are going to run them all together. So every time you run the scripts, do you come to each and every file like register.java and modify the browser here? Again, you go to the login.java and modify the file here, browser name there. Mute yourself, guys. Mute yourself. Anu. Okay, sorry for that. Guys, only when you want to speak to me, you mute. Otherwise, I have to. Yeah. Okay. Guys, mute yourself. Otherwise, I'll be removing you from the session. Okay. So I have removed one person already. Okay. As they have not, should not unmute. It will disturb the session. Okay. Fine. Okay then. The thing here is, the thing here is, Here we may have a lot of files, and in every file we are giving the browser name. And tomorrow, if you want to run all this different functionality related tests in a different browser, I don't have to go to individual files like register.java and come here and change the browser name. I don't have to go to the login.java and change the browser name. I don't have to go to the logout.java and change the browser name. That's a hectic process and maintenance will be high. So rather, if I tell you there is a best way, there is a better way to overcome this problem is, okay, by here you see src main java is there, src test java is there. I'm going to create one more. I'll go to this location first of all. Go to this location. I'll create you know src test resources. Okay. I'll go to this location here. Src test java is there. Along with that, I'm going to create one more folder known as resources folder. Okay. Resources folder. And just come back and refresh the project once. You see now you got src test resource also. Under the src test resources, you create a new file. Just select this file and just name this file as project data, and the name of the file, extension of the file should be properties. Okay. Project data dot properties. Click on finish. Once I create this properties file, here browser name is there. Here I'll give a property name and with value. Okay. For example, here browser name is a property name and its value is, let's say, Chrome. If I say Chrome, that's Chrome. Okay. So how to retrieve this particular data from this properties file? How to get this particular data from the properties file? To get this data from the properties file, we need to load this properties file. Okay. We need to load this properties file and all those stuff. Okay. How to get that done? Go to src main Java utils. Okay. In common utils, you create a method to load the properties file. Okay. You create a method to load this particular properties file. That is public void load properties file. Like this, I'll create a method. And in this, I'm going to write the code like this. Okay. Properties prop is equal to new properties. This is from Java. Properties is from Java. Import that. And here write down prop dot load. Okay. There is a method known as load. And here, this method, we have to give the reader. Okay. Simply create an object for the file reader. File reader fr is equal to new file reader. And here import this file reader from java.io package, and this constructor cannot be empty. Here we have to give the path of the properties file. How to give the path of the properties file? Here I'll give like this: system dot get property, and here I'll write down user dot dir plus double backward slash. Okay, here I need to write double backward slash, and here under the user.dir, there is a project path. Under the project path, where you have the properties file, under the src test resource. So you have to give src under that test, under that resources, under that project data dot properties. I have to write, okay, properties. Like this, I need to mention. Fine. After mentioning that, okay, so give this file reader here. Okay. Now here it is asking you to surround with file not found exception. Here, what is the exception? Other exception. IO is a higher level exception. I will surround this particular thing with try catch blocks. Okay, try catch IO exception E, and here I'll say E dot print stack trace. Okay, Control Shift F, Control Shift F. Yes, you can use either file reader or file input stream. Both you can use, not a problem. Okay. I feel file reader is easy because, now here directly you can give the path of the file. Otherwise, we have to again say file is called new file. Extra lines are required. So I went to the file reader, which is simplified version. You can use file input stream in place of the file reader. Okay. Both are possible. That's correct. Okay. We can use any of them, but I'm using file reader here, which is kind of better than the file input stream. So here I have loaded the properties file. Properties is equal to new properties, file reader is equal to, and we have loaded the properties file. And once the properties file is loaded here, I'll simply say whatever the loaded properties file is there, that thing I'm going to return. The return type should be properties again. Okay, when you call. So this is how we have to do. So whenever you need to load the properties file, you need to call this method under the common utils. I will make this particular method as static so that I can call the method directly using the class name. Save this. Go to the register.java, and here, before you use the browser name, you just write down common utilities dot load properties file. That's it. You just have to say like this, and it will return you the object reference of the properties. Prop is equal to, and here you can declare here at the top properties prop. Okay, that's it. Once you do this, here you don't have to give the browser name anymore. Okay, in every functionality related file, you don't have to give the browser name anymore. How to do this? Browser name is equal to prop dot get property method you need to call. Here inside the get property, you need to copy paste the browser name here. Okay. Inside the get property, you need to copy paste the browser name here. Okay. That's it. Save this. Browser name is equal to prop.get property browser name. I'll write down like this. Prop is equal to common utilities dot load properties file. Browser name is equal to prop.get property of browser name. Okay. So here, this particular browser name will come from the properties file. Okay. So we have successfully removed the hard coding of the browser from here. So whatever the browser that is there in that particular browser only the scripts will run. And here the next thing is that the URL is hard coded here. Copy this URL, go to the project data.properties, and here app URL I'll say is equal to give that. Okay, save this. And this is a property name. Copy that property name, go to the restart.java, and wherever it is hard coded, remove that hard coding and simply write down prop dot get property method. Inside that, give the property name, and the value of this property will come from the properties file. Okay, done. What are the other things that are hard coded in this particular file? Let's see. Apart from this, what are hard coded here? Here, first name is hard coded. Copy this first name and paste here and simply write down. Okay. Here I'll write, for example, here I'll write down register, first name. First name is equal to, I'll just give the first name here like this. The property name is first name. Copy this property name, save all, and go to the register.java, and here, instead of hard coding this first name here, write down prop.get property of, give the property name, right? Here last name is also hard coded. Okay. No data should be hard coded in the tests. Okay. In the files, they should be centralized in the properties file, and we should read from there. Okay. Last name is equal to, give that last name. The property name that I am giving here, last name. Come back here and write down prop dot get property and give that. Okay. Then this we cannot, move to the properties file because it is generated randomly. We don't know. And telephone number can be centralized into the properties file. Telephone number is equal to, give the telephone number. There's a property name. Copy that. Go to the register.java, and here write down prop.get property. Prop.get property. Give the property name, that is telephone number. Here password is there. Copy this password. Come back here and simply write down password. Let's say this is valid password. Valid password is equal to, give that valid password as 12345. Copy this, and here give something like prop.get property, and give that thing here. Same thing, you copy paste and give into the password confirm field also. Same thing, you have to get it and write. Okay, then next one, what are the other things that are hard coded here? I think we have successfully removed the hard coding. This already we have mentioned, right? Prop.get property. I think the property name is first name. Okay, then here prop.get property. For this already properties were created. Here last name property. Then email text is okay. We don't have to do anything here. Telephone number, prop.get property. Here I'll give telephone number as a property name. Okay, for all the tests here, simply prop.get property, valid password,
So
valid
prop to where we give inside that object where we created prop.
prop object is created in the common utilities. Okay, we are calling this method and it is returning you the object reference of the properties. Okay, this reusable method we created under the common utilities. Okay, whenever you have to load the properties file, you need to call this method. Okay, it's static method can directly use a class name and call this method, so that this code will create the object for the properties, and it will load the properties file here, and it will return that particular object for which this properties file has been loaded. Okay, that prop you'll get it here. You see, when you call this method in the top, you already got there. The setup method, we are calling that method. Can you see that? Common utilities dot load properties file. This particular method we have created just now here, right? And we are calling that method from here, and you are getting the return type of this as a prop object reference. Got it? Clear?
Is clear, sir.
Okay. Yes, correct. Ranjit, you are right. Since it is a static method, load properties file is a static method. Intentionally, I created that as a static method. Not only this method, any other methods I am creating under common utilities, I'm creating them as specifying them as static because whenever I need to call these methods, I don't have to create the object for this class. I just have to use a class name and call the methods. Simple, directly. Okay. Without the need of creating the object, you can use a class name dot method name. Okay. Return you the object reference. Prop dot get property is equal to browser name. All this stuff. You see, what we are achieving with the help of properties file, we are removing the hard coding. Okay. Okay. Can we make a method to generate this randomly? What is that random thing that you are saying? Can we make a method to generate this randomly means?
Like first name, last name,
No, we
then phone
cannot do that.
number.
We cannot do that. We cannot create. Okay. We have to give the properties. Okay. We have to specify the property names and values. Okay.
Okay.
There is no other way. Okay. So only thing is that you need to give the properties file, and while working on the project, wherever you find some hard-coded data, take that hard-coded data, go to the properties file and give some property name and assign the hard-coded data, remove the hard-coded data from the individual test and assign them here. Okay. The data is getting centralized. If the same data is required for multiple Java files here, okay, they all will be accessing from the properties file. Okay. Tomorrow, if the URL of the application changes, tomorrow, if the URL of the application client will give you a different URL. If it is hard coded here, I have to go to register.java, I have to go to login.java tomorrow, I have to go to logout.java tomorrow, and all the files I need to go, and then I need to modify the URL every time. Instead of that, if I simply provide prop.get property of app URL, whatever the URL that got changed, right, simply I'll go to the properties file, I'll open the properties file, and I'll simply update the URL here. All the Java files, all these Java files, the test containing the automated test will access the URL from this centralized place, only one place, that is properties file. You just need to update the URL at only one place. You don't have to go inside the code and update it. Okay. That's what is the main purpose of the properties. That's why we should not hard code the data in our automation test. Okay. We should centralize them. Fine then. So here all the things are being done. Okay. There is no need of securing the properties file. Okay. We can keep it like that. That's not a big deal. Okay. There's no need of securing the properties file. Okay.
We use Excel data to import in property file is also is possible.
To okay, instead of reading the data from the properties file, is it possible for you to read the data from the Excel file? That is your question.
Yes, yes.
So Excel file you have to use for in the case of data driven testing. Okay. Here we are not worrying about data driven testing. Okay. So if multiple sets of data, if the same test need to run with multiple sets of data, okay, for every set of data, if the same test need to run, okay.
Yes,
For
yes.
example, there is a login functionality that is automated. You need to log in with valid credentials, and there are 100 user credentials available. For every user credential, the login test need to run and verify whether with that valid credentials the test is the application is getting logged in or not. Okay, so the same test is going to run how many times? 100 times. If such kind of
Yes.
data is there, you have to provide in the Excel file, not in the properties file. Got it?
Okay,
In
okay.
fact,
I got.
the purpose of the
Yes.
properties file is completely different from the Excel file. Okay, the purpose of the properties file is to remove the hard coding of the data. Okay, it's not for data driven testing purpose.
Okay.
Clear now?
Not clear.
Okay. So everything has a purpose. Excel file has a different purpose. Using POI API, we have to do that. That we'll do in the upcoming sessions anyhow, as part of implementing the frameworks. So for now, this properties file, we are removing the hard coding of the data from this individual tests. So wherever we see some hard coded data, we are going to remove that and provide. We are going to read that from the properties file. Okay. Whatever the data we are entering into the fields and all such kind of data, we have to move into the properties file and then remove the hard coding of. Again, here is also the things prop dot get property, and here write down first name. Most of the scripts will be same ways because it's all related to register account functionality, right? Okay, common utilities, Sushanta, is something like, if you see, every time you need this code, right? Every time you need to load the properties file, you can call this method simple. Okay, you don't have to write this code every time. Every time you want to load the properties file and access the data from the properties file, you don't have to write this code everywhere. In different places, you don't have to repeat this code. Instead, we are creating this kind of reusable methods in the common utilities, third party related methods, you can say. This is not related to Selenium or something. Okay, this is not related to Selenium application function. It's not related to application functionality. Some third party related kind of reusable methods when you are creating. It's better to create under common utilities. For example, I created one method like generate brand new email. Okay, when you call this method, what will happen? This particular method will return you a email with a timestamp. Okay, every time it is a brand new email address only will be created. Okay, if your script needs to use a brand new email, this particular method will be need to be called. Okay, we you see this kind of methods we created in the previous sessions. If you want to compare two screenshots, there were some test cases where we need to take screenshots and compare the two screenshots. Okay, the expected and actual we need to compare. Every time, why to write so much of code? We have created a reusable method under the common utilities and made it static so that whenever we need to compare two screenshots, we just need to call them. There is a method for taking the screenshot also. Okay, if you want to take a screenshot, for that also there is a method. Okay, so get text from the message. These are all some wherever it is required. We have just moved into the a common utilities kind of class. Okay, got it right? Fine. So fine, like that for properties, for loading the properties file also, you don't have to write the code everywhere where you need to load the properties file and all. Simply you just need to call that method. Okay. So here last name, just update the code, guys. Let's update the code here. This is prop dot get property. Here telephone number, then prop dot get property. Here I remember the property names. That's why I'm giving. Otherwise, you have to copy paste from the properties file. Okay, I'm just replacing here wherever it is required. Okay, done. Save this. Like this, every automation script I need to update here. Okay, every automated test I need to go and remove the hard coding of the locators everywhere. Hard coding of the data from everywhere. Here, no data is being hard coded here. That's okay. If some data is hard coded, then only use that. Okay, otherwise you don't need that. Okay, prop.get property. I'll just quickly write, update them. Okay, then prop.get property. All the test methods. You see, tomorrow if the first name changes, do you have to go to each and every test and modify the first name here? Tomorrow if you have to give a different first name, will you go to the register.java and in every test you have to go and manually modify the hard-coded data from some tomorrow if in place of the Arun if you want to give Varun? Okay. Will it be easy for you to go to 27 tests here and modify only in register.java there are 27 tests. Remember other things, okay? Lot of headache will be there, right? So what if while writing the script itself, if you are giving this kind of stuff, you see, if tomorrow the first name need to be changed, simply go to the properties file and change this value to Varun. That's it. Instead of Varun, you give Varun there. Okay. That's what is the benefit of the properties file, guys. Okay. That's what is the benefit. Okay. Hard coding of the data is not a good thing in the frameworks. Okay. When this is one of the part of the framework you say. Okay. In this real time project, we are implementing a framework concepts by removing the hard coding the data with help of properties file. So that tomorrow, if any changes happen, you don't have to come to this, you don't have to come to individual test methods and do that. Simply, all these things will access the data. While writing the code only, you have to take some efforts. Okay. After that, there's nothing. You just have to go to the properties file and update the data there. Okay. Say at centralized place, you can update the data. Let me write it here. All this stuff. Let me try to, remove this hard coded data and wherever it is required. Okay. Let me update the things. Prop.get property. Okay, first name. I know it is a tedious process. When you're working in real-time projects, a lot of work you need to do, guys. Okay, sometimes it may not be a smart work. Maybe you have to spend a lot of time in updating the stuff and all those stuff. Okay, it's okay. This is what is a day-to-day automation engine as well. Okay, we cannot say this is keyword driven. This is not keyword driven. Okay, this is not keyword driven. Okay, keyword driven is a different concept. Okay, keyword driven framework is a different concept. It's a hybrid, you can say, where it may include keyword, it can include data driven, but there is no keyword driven so far. Okay, implemented so far. Okay, so you don't have to worry. Maybe in the upcoming sessions, maybe at some point of time, I'll implement the keyword and data driven, all those stuff, and this will become a hybrid only for now. Okay. Okay, let me remove the hard coding of the data from all this. So daily we'll not learn everything at a go, guys. Daily we have to learn a single concept, then move on to the next concept. Okay. Hybrid means it can include anything. Okay. Hybrid means, what is hybrid means? Combination of all the stuff. Okay. It can include data driven. It can include, different stuff. Okay. Different things can be included. In that case, we can say it is a hybrid. Okay. You see, there will be some data driven frameworks where all the tests will be only data driven type. That means all the tests will run multiple times based on how many sets of data are there. That kind of framework is data driven framework. Okay, here I'm not using data driven framework. Maybe some tests may need data driven testing approach, but entire framework is not data driven. Okay, if some portion of the framework is a data driven and remaining all things we are using in a normal way, it's a mix of the things, right? Okay, when it's not specialized, when it is a mix of the stuff, it becomes hybrid. Okay, that's why we call it as a hybrid. Got it? Clear now? In hybrid, there is nothing like you have to do like this only. Okay. For example, in data driven, only such kind of framework should be designed in such a way that every test should run with multiple sets of data. Okay. Multiple times. But here it's not the case, right? It can run, some tests will run multiple times with multiple sets of data. Some tests will run normally. Okay. Different kind of framework related concepts we can include. So that's how it becomes hybrid case. Okay. That's how it becomes hybrid. Fine. Then any other places we have where we have to remove the hard coding of the data? Yeah, here. Okay. Here you see a different password is there here. I'll just give that as a mismatching password and give that, copy this mismatching password, save this, come back here and write down prop.get property and give that thing. Okay, fine. Next, here prop.get property is first name, prop.get property, last name. Okay, last name. Then here, existing email address. I'll just go here and say existing email. Copy this. And for this email, already account exists. Okay, such kind of email. So prop dot get. We are not randomly generating the email. Rather, we are trying to create an account with for an email for which account already exists. Okay. Then here write down prop dot get property, telephone number. Then here prop dot get property, valid password. Give the same thing here. That's it. We are done here, removing the hard coding. Again, we have to go to the next test and write. Okay, we have to patiently go for each and every test that we have automated as part of the previous sessions. We have automated 27 test cases in the previous sessions we have. No, we cannot do that. We should not be doing control F kind of stuff, Ram. The reason behind that is small changes, right? You see, especially in case of automation, right? If you do control F kind of stuff, you may get some kind of results. Okay, maybe you can copy paste, control C, control V, but while copy pasting you have to be very clear like what you are copy pasting and all. Okay, you have to put your mind here and then do it. Okay, if you say control F and do that, right, maybe you may get incorrect results. Okay, the things may not work properly sometimes. Okay, so whatever the brain or mind you have used, okay, whatever the mind you have used for writing the automation scripts, right, that should be active while you are removing the hard coding part. Okay. So if you simply replace and all those stuff, right, that will be problematic. Okay. So here, emotary, this is clear, Naram. You should not say control F. Okay. Invalid email 1 is equal to give that. You see, this kind of stuff you cannot say control F, right? Maybe you can do to some extent, but ultimately there may be some problem where some unnecessary things may happen and you may get wrong results. Again, you have to break your head to see what exactly went wrong. Okay. So why to go with that? Okay. So we should be very careful while writing the automation code, and small mistakes may cause you, lot of problems. Okay. You may have to troubleshoot the problems for, sometimes weeks of time also. Sometimes it may happen where the problems may take some time. Okay, small problem may take a lot of time to identify or troubleshoot and find out what exactly is the problem, why the things are not working. Okay, it happens for everyone. So we should be very careful while modifying the automation script. We should not take it for granted anywhere. Get property, also valid password. Fine. Yeah, maybe people can use different type of files like JSON files, XML files, properties files. I prefer to use properties files. Okay, it's up to you. Which type of files you want to use is up to you. But most of the people use properties files or JSON files like that. Okay. I prefer to use properties files. Okay. My way of using is properties files. Okay.
But in a banking domain, it's the maximum time they can use the XML files.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead
that's
of
the reason.
XML, people use JSON files. Okay. JSON is even more better. If you can go with the JSON files. Okay. But the way of retrieving the data from the JSON files will be completely different from the way we are reading the data from the properties files. Maybe in the upcoming sessions, we'll experiment that also. Like instead of using the properties file, can we use JSON files or XML files? How to do that? We'll try to experiment at later point of time. But initially, we'll go with the properties file only because we need to cover everything. Okay. When project becomes complex and we really see some challenges in properties file, then I'll prefer to go with different type of files. Okay, this since is a real time project and I need to really feel that there is a problem with this, there is some problem with the properties file. I instead of properties file, I need to use XML file. Because of this reason, if I know, then only I'll move, otherwise I'll not move. Okay, that's what I do. Okay, while creating this project, I simply don't go.
Okay, thank you.
So I should get a proper reason why we have to use XML in this case, why we have to use JSON. Okay. If we if we really know that reason, then we can move. Otherwise, it's okay. Any file is okay if the work is getting done. Okay. We should really feel that there is a problem that is getting resolved. So then we'll do that. Otherwise, we should keep with whatever we have. For everything, we should have a reasoning. Okay, then here I'll write down invalid email to save this. Go here and where is that? Here. Prop dot get property. Sorry, invalid email to, right? Invalid email to. Yeah, fine.
Here we are initialize the web driver, okay, by the Chrome or other one. So if you need, anyone can pick. Then what's the
Which one?
approach?
Wait, I didn't get you. What exactly you are saying?
I'm asking the web driver. We are initializing the web driver.
Yes, we are initializing the web driver, correct. Okay, in the setup method, we are doing that. In the beginning itself, we are doing that. See, web driver is equal to, and here here I am doing that. Okay. Based on the browser, we have removed the hard coding of the browser name, right? That we have done in the
These are
property.
the, what's the use for manage web driver?
Manage
Web
web
driver
driver
class.
means
The another class is the manage web driver. Okay.
where is the manage web driver here?
Okay. I will let ask again within 5 minutes.
Okay, fine. You can ask me.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
While initializing the web driver, do you need to manage the driver or something? You are saying web driver manager, something like that. You are saying
Yes.
No, that is not required anymore. In the latest version of Selenium, you don't have to manage the driver. Okay. Why? Because when you add the library of Selenium to this pom.xml file, if you go to the Maven dependencies, automatically there is something coming known as Selenium manager is coming nowadays. Okay. There's no need of using any WebDriver manager anymore. It's kind of inbuilt in the Selenium itself in the latest versions of Selenium. I'll show you what is a file here. Selenium manager kind of file will be there somewhere. Selenium, where is that file? Yeah, here. Can you see this jar file? Selenium manager. This
Yes. Yes.
automatically takes care of the driver. You don't have to initialize the driver for anything. You don't have to download the driver or configure the driver. Automatically, based on the versions of the browsers we are using in our machine, appropriate driver will be downloaded for Firefox. Appropriate key code driver will be downloaded by this Selenium manager automatically for us. Okay. You don't have to mention anywhere in the code. Directly you have to write WebDriver driver is equal to new Chrome driver is equal to new Firefox driver. No need to initialize it anywhere. Okay.
There's
Okay.
no need, but if there's no need to initialize. But if we need, or we know how to that.
No need to initialize anything. Okay. In the latest version of Selenium, that's what the Selenium people have done it right. We don't have to initialize it. Okay.
Okay.
It's not required anymore. It's automatically done. It's automatically done. There is no need to manually do it. Okay. Anymore. It's automatically there. Maybe in the older version of Selenium, you may have to do it by using system.set property, and you have to give the property name like webdriver.chrome.driver and give the path of the driver.exe file. Okay, whatever the driver executable file you have downloaded. That we used to do in earlier case of the older versions of Selenium. But in the latest version of Selenium, that part is not required. Okay.
Sir, how can we give these dependencies to Maven? Like automatically it will, after creating Maven project, it will give automatically
No,
dependencies
no.
will be add or
Go
how?
to the pom.xml file. In the pom.xml file, when you create this Maven project, you create it with a template like Maven hyphen archetype hyphen quickstart template. Then you'll get all this information. In that, in the pom.xml file, you will automatically get, and the dependencies section will be there. Dependencies. Under that, you need to add the dependency, required dependency. We need to add. If you want Selenium library, you have to add Selenium dependency. If you want TestNG
Okay.
library, you need to add TestNG dependency. If you want to add Java XMail sir, for automating the email part, whatever the libraries you need, you just keep need to add it. Okay, to the pom.xml file, and when you save all, automatically under the Maven dependencies, the jar files will get downloaded and will get also get configured to this project. Okay, that's what is the simplification done by the Maven projects. Okay. The main purpose of the Maven projects is to dependency management is one of the advantage that we are going to get. Okay. Instead of normal Java projects, we are using Maven projects because Maven projects by default will come with the pom.xml files. In the pom.xml files, if you add the libraries, dependency tags for different libraries and the dependency tags, those libraries will be automatically downloaded and configured. Okay. So, and that dependency tags you can get from this website known as MVN repository. Go to MVN repository. If you want Selenium Java, you have to say Selenium space Java and press enter. You will go to this location and whatever the version you select. And here you see Maven daemon. Just copy that and come to the pom.xml file and paste that in the dependencies part. Clear? The libraries will be automatically downloaded and configured in your project. You don't have to do anything else. Okay, let's go here and continue removing the hard coding of the data. What was the test case we were working on? I think 10th. Okay, fine. So we have successfully came till here. Maybe we will remove the hard coding of that data till 10 test cases today, and the remaining we'll try to do it tomorrow. Okay. So fine. So whatever the things are there, I'll try to remove them. Just give me a second. Here, one more thing is there. First of okay, this is invalid email 2 is already there, and invalid email 3 part. Okay, multiple sets of invalid emails are there. Invalid email 3 is equal to, I am removing the hard coded data from the test for now. Go here and simply write down prop dot get property, give that thing. Okay, that's it. Next one, here another invalid email address. So I'll say invalid email 4 is equal to give that and copy this, save all, come to the register.java and here write down prop dot get property and here give the invalid email 4. That's it. Okay. So here any other thing that I need to remove the hard coding of? I think so far till 10 test cases we have removed the hard coding. From 11 to 27 we still have to do. But today we'll just stop there and we'll simply run the test to see whether after removing the hard coding of the data from the first 10 tests and moving the centralizing them in the properties file, are the test methods working fine or not? I'm going to run the test to see whether the earlier created automation tests are still working after removing the hard coding of the data and centralizing them to the properties file or not. We are going to see here. First set of data is running in the Chrome browser. Okay, done. First one is working fine. Let's go with the second one. Second test I'm going to run. Total 10 tests I'm going to run. Let's run one by one. Whatever the scripts that we have created so far as part of live implementation batch. There's all the register account functionality test case till 10. I'm going to run them. So this is okay because intentionally it will fail, guys. Okay. It's okay because there is no confirmation email or some kind of stuff. So that's okay. Okay. It's even it fails, that's okay. It's intentionally failing. Fine. Then third one I'll run. Third one is passing. Second one I'll run it again, guys. I just got a doubt here. While I was running the third one, I got a doubt here. Is any problem is there? Let me see what kind of error is coming in the output. Based on that, let's see if I have done any mistake. Keys to send a not care sequence or something here. What is the register.java 126? What is that? Prop.get property of email text. Okay, okay. This is something. Okay. Verify thank you confirmation email on successful registration means we should give the same thing. Somehow, how I don't know how it came. I think it should work fine. This should fail properly. Okay. That was not failing properly because we didn't give the properties thing properly. Okay. Let's see. Let's run the script and see what is happening there. The email will not be sent, guys. The email system is not working in this live application. I showed you how to do that as part of this test case too with by setting up our own application in one of the previous session I told you. But this one, just for the case of the script, it is there. That's okay. Okay, done. That is also done. The test is also working. Fourth test I am running now. Fourth test. Let the fourth test run. It is running in the Chrome browser because in the properties file we mentioned Chrome there. That's why it is running in the Chrome browser only. Tomorrow, if I have to run the scripts in, let's say, instead of Chrome, if I want to run the scripts in Firefox browser, let's say, I'll change it to Firefox here. I don't have to change anything here. I'll run it. This time the script will run in the Firefox browser. You see, the Firefox browser will launch this time. Simply, you need to modify the property names in the properties file. That's it. You see, the script is running in the Firefox browser now. Okay, done. Then sixth one, I'll go with the sixth one and run it. Few tests will run in the Firefox browser. That's okay. Yeah, this is also working fine. Then I'll go to the properties file and change it to Edge now. The script need to run in the Edge browser now. Just run the seventh test to see whether it is working fine or not. Working fine. In the Edge browser it was running. Now eighth test, run the script. We are trying to mimic a real application, guys. We are automating 500 test cases here. Only register account functional test cases we have implemented so far. We still need to implement remaining test cases of different functionalities, which is still pending. But before going there, we are implementing some framework concepts like removing the hard coding of the data. Over a period of time, the framework will get improvised. We'll use all the advanced stuff in this project and all those stuff. Okay, we'll do a lot of R&D here and get a better framework here. Okay, the framework is still in the initial stages here. We have not implemented everything. We are simply going step by step with basic concepts of the frameworks. Okay. Over a period of time, the framework will get improvised and will be evolved over a period of time. Okay. A lot of things will be implemented for every, whenever I automated a different functionality, like once I completed register account functionality, I'll implement some framework concepts. After login, I'll implement some framework concepts. After logout, I'll improvise a framework. After forgot password, again I'll improvise a framework. Okay, things will happen naturally, guys, and over a period of time, we'll get to a place where the framework will be built, and also the 500 test cases also will be automated. Okay, fine. So this is all about the properties file and all, guys, that I want to give a demo today. So maybe a lot of things will be there still. Okay, but so what is that question, Somesh? I didn't get that question. Can we add multiple test data for single field with comma? What do you mean that? Multiple test data, if you go here, you can use testng related. Instead of that, you can use testng. Okay. I don't know whether we have that method here. Let me see if I have a data driven test somewhere. I'll show you. If I implemented any data driven test, I can show you that. Don't know whether it is there or not. Yeah, here you see data provider. Okay. You can use data provider annotation from testng and get it done. Okay. Yeah, why to go for such kind of hectic process when you already have a testng data provider, right? I don't have to experiment on that. I'll be using data provider from testng if I have to pass multiple sets of data. Here, I'm passing multiple sets of passwords, okay, to this testng test method. This testng test method is going to run the number of times this number of data is there, okay? So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times that same testng test method will run. Every time it will run with a different set of password, okay? I'll be using data provider instead. Okay. I don't want to mess with properties file or something. The main purpose I am using the properties file is to remove the hard coding of the data. Okay. I'll not mess with that. Fine. Because I clearly know that everyone uses in the industry, everyone uses data provider for, providing multiple sets of data for the same test. Okay.
In the project, we can use for Cucumber BDD also or not?
Yes, over a period of time, we'll convert this project into Cucumber BDD also, but it will take a while. Okay, so currently we are working on the hybrid thing. Once this goes on, the best thing to implement for this application is I'm going to automate 500 test cases here. Okay, only till now register functional test cases were automated and some framework concepts are getting implemented. We are in the initial stage itself, but there are other lot of functionalities. You see, I already have drafted 500 plus test cases here. So all this need to be automated. So over a period of time, the project will get converted into the Cucumber BD also. Okay. That's what is the ultimate goal. But I'm going step by step. Instead of loading everything in a single go, right? I'm going step by step and explaining at what proper time we have to go to what level. Okay. Why it is required. You see, today I showed you why we have to remove the hard coding of the data. What will happen if you don't remove the hard coding of the data. Tomorrow in the upcoming sessions, I'll tell you. We also have to remove the hard coding of the locators here. Okay, so there is another thing like removing the hard coding of the, even after removing the hard coding of the data, we also have to remove the hard coding of locators are still hard coded. To remove the hard coding of the locators, we have to use page object model, and to support the page object model, we can use page factory design patterns. Okay, so how to implement that, I am going to cover in the upcoming sessions. Okay, not everything can be covered in a single session. Step by step, we are going to improvise a framework. Okay, and identifying the problems and solving them by implementing the framework concepts and improvising the project. That's what is the plan we are going to have, and it's an ongoing process. Okay, this project keeps going on. So guys, that's all for today's demo. Actually, that's all for today's demo. And if you guys are really interested in joining these sessions, live implementation batch sessions, if you're curious and want to learn more realistic stuff and all, okay, so you can reach out to Javed here. These are the details of Javed, guys. Okay, you can reach out to your team member Javed and get yourself enrolled. Okay, in the course. Okay, I'll also post them here. You can take a screenshot if you want, or I'll also post them in the you know chat here, Zoom chat I'm posting. I'll also put that on the, okay, for any doubts, any questions. And if you really want to enroll, just check out with Javed. Okay, reach out to Javed on his Telegram or WhatsApp, and then, either message or call him, and then get your doubts cleared, and you can join our training sessions. Okay, training this live implementation. Okay.
Okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah, welcome. And yeah, Somesh, in real time, do we follow the same means? You see, no particular project in every company will be different. Okay, every company will have a different framework and all. You see, like you have a different. Everyone will not be same, right? You dress something different. Other person will dress differently. Okay. Okay, first person will dress differently, other person will dress differently. Only the difference here is that how much efforts we are putting in improvising the framework. Okay, only the effort here is every company is trying its level best in improvising the framework and implementing all the advanced concepts into the project so that this becomes a very good framework. We are also going to go in the same direction, guys. Okay, we are also going to implement a lot of stuff into this project and make this framework at the best framework. Okay, but we'll try our level best. We'll try to mimic the frameworks that are being used in the companies, but the frameworks actually will not happen in a single day. They will happen over a period of time while the project keeps going on. Depending on the problems being identified, the frameworks also will get evolved. Okay, so that's what is the same formula we are using here. Initially the framework that I am using here may look simple, but over a period of time, based on the problem statements and all, we'll improvise the framework and take it to the next level. Yeah, everything that is there in this, there are some test cases related to the payment functionality also. So those test cases also will be automated as part of this e-commerce application. Okay. Yeah, I'll be giving the recordings. Okay, because I cannot repeat that for you, Lata. Okay, I cannot repeat the sessions for you, but you see, this kind of sessions are ongoing sessions. I cannot start them again. There's no possibility for me to start them again. If you have missed them, I'll give you the recordings. Okay, there are some recordings here. I'll give you the access for the recordings. So you can watch them meanwhile, okay? And also you can attend my sessions parallelly from the day one. These are the videos, 25 sessions we completed so far. We are still in the beginning, guys, okay? We just completed register account functionality. We still have login functionality, logout and all. There's just a sample we had now, okay? So things are happening. So it's the right time to join. If you really want to join, just join right away, okay? Without delaying much. And these recordings I'll give you once you enroll yourself as a student by reaching out to Javed here with these details. Once you reach out to Javed and get yourself enrolled, then we'll add you into the thing and you'll get the recordings and all those stuff. Okay. So only thing is that you need to reach out to Javed for any doubts you have. Okay. We'll give you all the recordings. Okay. And everyday recordings will be provided to you. There's nothing like we'll be uploading the code also. Okay. We'll be giving the code also. Okay. I'll give you the GitHub repo. So just have to go to GitHub, Arun Moturi. This link will come. And here repositories, whatever the framework I'm implementing, you can find it here. Okay, live implementation project one. You just go here, and this is where I'm going to share the framework and work with you. Okay, so that's the thing. That's everything I'm going to provide you guys, the code, recordings, and everything. You just need to just watch the recordings and get a feel like if you have not worked on any project so far in your real time, okay, in your companies, you are still a manual tester and all, or you are completely new to this real time implementation, whatever it may be the reason. Okay, this sessions will definitely build your confidence because apart from learning, implementation is very important. Okay, everyone will learn it, but implementation, not a lot of people doesn't do that. So here our only core purpose is to implement. Okay, it's not about teaching or something. I'm not going to teach you here anything. Whatever the concepts we have learned in Selenium Java, how to implement them in the real project, we are going to see. Okay, over a period of time, lot of concepts, lot of technologies will be covered as part of this in the coming sessions. Okay, but the things will happen slowly, step by step. Okay, everything will not rush up. We'll make the things easier step by step. After every, we'll automate some test cases, then implement something. We'll automate some test cases, we'll implement something. Okay, we'll take the framework to the next level. We'll take the process also to the next level. Okay, and also we'll do a lot of R&D on these projects. Okay, that's what is the main thing
Can you
that we are
please,
aiming for.
sorry, sir, to interrupt you.
Yeah.
Can you say the things what we update in this project in coming session? Matlab
Uh,
content, need the content.
yeah,
Can we check
nothing.
it? Then we can register here.
There is no content or kind of stuff here. It's all dynamic. Okay, it's all dynamic. I am teaching from my experience. Okay, whatever the experience I have worked as a automation engineer and all those stuff, right? From my experience, whatever I have implemented, I'm going to do that. Okay, so there is no end limit for what level we are going to go for. We are going to go to the extreme level. Okay, so I'm not going to give a specific content and fix you in that box and say that only these things I'm going to cover. It's not like that. The framework is this project is going to get improvised over a period of time, and it doesn't have any ends. Okay, it's an ongoing thing. And as I told you, this is not a simple thing, simple activity we are doing. We are going only we have automated 27 test cases so far. But in login, if you see, again there are 23 test cases. In logout, you see there are a few more like 11. And for everything, every time we'll implement something, different frameworks, different styles, everything we are going to implement and do R&D and experiment on this project. Okay. If we feel that there is a value for that, we'll definitely do that. And once this project is done, we'll not stop there also. We'll go with the other project also. Okay. Different type of domains, projects and everything we are going to experiment. After this, we are aiming for HRM project. Okay. So you just need to sign up once and you'll be eligible for all these sessions. Okay. For all the projects. This is an ongoing side hustle things. Okay. That we are doing as part of the training. Clear now? We don't have a specific
Sir,
training contents, okay? Anywhere.
yeah. Sir, I have one question. Parallelly,
Yes.
even we need to work on hands-on work, right?
Uh, Hands-on, you can
Hands-on,
do
like,
that, but yes,
uh,
you can do that, okay? Parallelly, you can mimic me and then do the hands-on work, and sometimes you can surpass me also and continue automating the test. If you have a lot of time, right, you can continue and you can clear your doubts also, okay?
okay. But so if we stuck somewhere, so you can
Yeah,
tell me,
definitely, you
right?
can ask me. That's where if you're really stuck and there is a problem, is definitely I'll help you out, okay? Not a problem.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Okay, guys, that's what okay I want to demo here today. So it's been 1 hour, near to 1 hour. I think the demo session I planned for 1 hour, and it's also a training session. My existing students are also joining this session. Okay, so all the people, fine.
Sir, hi, sir. So this is Shashi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, who is this?
I'm Shashi, sir.
Yeah,
So we are
Shishi.
new to Java, so me and my friend. So how we need to join? Is there any new batch going to start in the coming days?
What are you saying, Shishi? Can you repeat?
We are new to Java, so me and my friend have joined.
Okay,
Can you hear me now?
yes, I can hear you now. So then, if you are completely new to that, you have to join our training batch. But at this moment, we don't have any new batch going on. Okay, we are in between the batches. Okay, so in between, we are in between. Okay, and batch five is currently running. So that is a training separate batch. This is live implementation batch, which is separate thing. Other batch is a training batch, which is also going on every day at 8:30 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. IST. But we are almost at the end of the Java. Okay, so we're not in the beginning of the Java. We are almost at the end of the Java. So maybe you can wait for the next batch, or you can join right away, subscribe so that you're also eligible for the next batch also. You don't have to pay anything extra again. Okay. So if you just want to go through the recordings meanwhile and all those stuff and attend wherever we are, from wherever we are, then you can subscribe or you have to wait. Okay. There are two ways.
Okay, how much time it takes to finish to start a new batch? That's my question.
You see, we are planning to complete this. It may take, maybe January midweek. We'll try to complete. Okay, January mid of the January, the batch will be completed as per my expectations. Current situations and all. January midweek it will be completed, like January 15th or something. We'll be completing the current batch and the next batch may start. Okay. Okay.
Sir, one more question. Are you going to cover different domains as well? Like,
Yeah, initially we started with e-commerce, and next we'll go with the okay.
mhm.
Next we'll go
And
with other kind of domain like HRM domain or some kind of complex. Okay.
uh-huh.
First we'll start with a simple domain and then we'll go for a difficult domain. Okay. We don't want directly start with a difficult domain. Okay.
Got it.
That's the plan. Okay. So we will go step by step. Any other questions, guys? So guys, this particular sessions definitely need some knowledge. Okay, so it's like I don't have any knowledge of Selenium Java means it doesn't work out. Okay, here you have to join only If you already have the knowledge, if you don't have the knowledge, you have to go with our training thing. Okay. There are two batches we are running. So marketing team was pitching for that one. Okay. So some people may have got confused here. For this live implementation batch, you should have the knowledge. Uh, you cannot directly join into the live implementation batch. If you don't know the basics of Selenium Java and that actual learning of Selenium Java is not there, that knowledge is not there, this live implementation will become difficult for you to understand. So what you have to do in that case is you have to enroll for our other batch, that is Selenium Java batch. We have to enroll. Okay, just have to
Is
enroll
this
for
your number
Selenium Java. If
is
good
this
number
your
of
number
people,
to connect later?
yeah.
Is this your number to connect later?
Yeah, this is not my number. This is my team member's number. I'll be busy with the trainings and also I may not be available every time. So I have my team member. Okay, his name is Javed. You just need to contact with Javed. If your doubts are not clear, then only you'll get an opportunity to talk to me. Okay, next level.
Okay.
Mostly
Okay.
Javed will filter out everything. Okay, for me
Okay.
because I will
Okay.
not be available to talk to me. Right, again it may take some time and you have to wait and why to delay the stuff. Okay, so that's the reason Javed will clear your all the doubts, and if still not clear, then we can see.
Okay. Got it.
Okay. So guys, if good number of people join our training, this thing like a training thing, so there is a possibility that I'll also take sessions on weekends and then cover up the things. Okay, recap for you. So maybe it is Java or something. We can recap. Only thing is that if less number of people enroll here, we cannot do that because it will be very difficult for me to spend so much of time. But if good number of people enroll for training again, and if they request me to take a weekend session, I'll definitely take and then cover up the part that is covered so far as part of the weekday sessions. Okay. So on one weekend you have to sacrifice and then afterwards you'll be on the track. That's what is the plan. We'll see how it goes. Otherwise, you have to wait for the next batch where everything will be covered again from scratch. Those are the ways. Because you have to subscribe only once, you don't have to repeat the payments. Only one time you can subscribe to training batch, only one time you have to subscribe to live implementation batch, and it's like lifetime training access you will have. So every day the sessions will keep going on, and you can be part of any batch, any you will get recordings of all the batches, previous batches, current batch, future batch, everything you'll get the recordings. Okay, don't have to worry much.
Yeah, do we have API testing videos also, sir, in that?
Till now, we don't have the API things, but we are going to start maybe in January or February. We are going to start that API things, okay, for our batches. Till now, only Selenium Java and manual testing to some extent we covered, but manual testing also need to be covered. After that is done, we'll go for API, but mostly we are planning that in January, from Jan mid or mid of January, or in February starting, we'll start that API part. Okay, that's the plan we have. In training, it's not in live implementation. In training, we'll have that. Okay. In training, if you are part of the training batch, that API thing will be there as part of the training.
Yeah,
In the
yeah,
mid
yeah,
of
yeah.
January, we'll start, if possible. Okay. Yes, mobile testing will be covered. Everything will be covered, guys. But only thing is that based on the highest priority, we'll go. Okay. Whatever that market really needs, we'll focus on that first. Then we'll go to the next priority. Mobile testing may be in the next priority as when compared to API testing. Okay. Yeah, mobile testing also will cover. Don't worry. Mobile testing also will be covered for you. Yes, Kishore.
Mobile automation or manual, sir?
Mobile manual and automation, both.
Okay.
We don't want to stick to a particular curriculum here. We'll continue with everything. So maybe from Jan mid, we'll start with the priority wise. We'll take some topics, and first we want to start with API manual and API automation will do, and after that we'll go for mobile, whatever the priority comes. Okay, so everything will be there. It may be different tool, different automation tool, different testing type. It can be anything. Yeah. So, hope guys, you have enjoyed today's demo session and training session. I think both the people were attending the sessions. Okay. So that's all from my side, guys. You can reach out now to Javed to find out like where exactly you fall in, whether you want to enroll in the training batch or whether you want to enroll in this kind of live implementation. If you're already aware of Selenium Java, you can directly join this implementation batch, you have not worked in any real-time project, then you can directly join here. But if you're completely new to Selenium Java, I recommend you to enroll into the training batch instead of this live implementation batch. That you can do it later also. Okay, fine.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, tomorrow batch timing 7:30, sir.
Yeah, same timings. Yeah, tomorrow the batch timing will be 7:30, and as usual, our group link will be there, right? From there you have to join. Okay, not today's
Okay,
link.
sir.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, UV is asking me like manual testing also will be there as part of this training. You don't have to go anywhere. Once we complete Selenium Java, we'll go with the manual testing. That is also there in the pipeline. Okay, you don't have to worry about that. Fine. As part of the same trainings, if you enroll in our training, then manual testing will be there. We'll cover the manual testing also for you. Okay. You don't have to learn from a YouTube channel. That's okay. You can learn if you want still, but here also it will be covered again in a different way. Okay. So that's all, guys. Any other questions, you can reach out to Javed. He'll help you out. My team member Javed will help you out. These are the details of Javed. You can take a screenshot if you want. Okay. And contact him after this. After I end this session, you can contact Javed. Okay. For more details. Fine, guys. That's all from my side. We'll try to see you. Okay. Hope to see you in the sessions. Okay. I hope that you get enrolled in the sessions, and we'll meet in the sessions. Okay. Bye, everyone. See you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Welcome, guys. Bye.